Make no mistake. This election was very much about what I've been saying here and lost a lot of fans for saying over the years, that this country has had enough of the anti-common sense woke bullshit.
Correct.
That was...
So Bill Maher had a pretty scathing message for Democrats this weekend, which is that they need to actually look in the mirror. Right? They need to go and take some accountability for themselves. Instead of blaming the voters or Elon Musk or racism and sexism, they need to really be begging the question, what did we do wrong? You know, could we have done anything differently? Because we raised $1 billion for this campaign only to get destroyed by the guy they kept saying was a buffoon, a convicted felon, all this stuff. But of course, we know that self-accountability is not something that's very common on their side. You turn on MSNBC and all they're doing is saying that Kamala Harris ran a great campaign. It's the voters' fault. It's like, okay, even if you really believe that's true, don't you still have to win an election? Isn't that your job as a party? I guess not. But folks, we'll play Bill Maher's opening monologue. It's kind of funny. But first, do us a big favor. If you are enjoying the content, make sure you hit that like button down below and subscribe if you are new. It's going to be a great 4 years. We're trying to hit 400,000 subs before the inauguration, and it's the best way to ensure we can keep bringing you these videos. It's totally free. All you got to do, hit that red button, subscribe right now. And with that said, here you go. The roast of Kamala Harris and the Democrats.
What? We're going to hear about both tonight on the panel and throughout the whole show, the winners, the losers. My message to the losers, losers, look in the mirror. No? Well, maybe you should. Sorry. Well, that's my feeling.
See, again, even the audience is like, why should we have to do that? No, it's someone else's fault. No.
Losers, look in the mirror, okay? You know, yeah. I mean, for months, Democrats have been saying, how is this even close? And they're right, it wasn't.
So true, so true.
Yeah. They could not conceive of a second Trump term, but they should have. When does America ever turn down seconds? I mean, come on. Look, this is just the facts. It's just the facts. Trump won all the swing states, all 7. I mean, he ran the table. Trump won so big. Today he called the Secretary of State in Georgia and he asked him to lose him 11,000. But, you know, he has an amazing coalition. He kept the old crowd that likes him. He got a lot of new voters. He got a lot of people who say they just want to see what he'll do. I call this the get the cat high vote.
Which, by the way, I will point out how dismissive, it's hilarious, were Democrats of that coalition. You know, when RFK was considering dropping out, what happened? Kamala Harris would not even talk to him. And I'm not even saying necessarily that it wasn't inevitable along the way that RFK would eventually join Trump. But you would think, hey, he's getting like 1% in every major state. We might need 1%, right? This is a battleground state. This is a close election. At least that's what they kept saying. Now, in the end, it did not turn out to be that close. And when you really look at the margins, maybe Trump never even needed RFK, but he did not take any chances. He was smart. He knew the way you win elections is by bringing in new voters to vote for you. But what did the Kamala Harris campaign do? What did the DNC do? You watch the DNC, they just double down on their own base. RFK, he's a buffoon. He's a lunatic. We don't need him. We don't want to talk to him. Okay. How did that turn out for you? Just saying.
But, I mean, he did better like in every demographic. The exit poll said he grabbed 52% of white women. He also got their votes. We're going to keep doing jokes here, okay? Right? Both sides, right to the end. And you know what? I think that will be okay with them. We'll test that, but I think it will. But, you know, the liberal media, always more offended than the victim. been saying it for years. They were like, women are so upset about Donald Trump. Women are a little stronger than you think. Women were like...
Yeah, true. They voted for him a lot more than was expected. They voted for him in higher droves. Or I should say they did not vote for Kamala more than they did not vote for Biden. This is despite Dobbs. This is despite Project 2025 and all the propaganda. Again, maybe Democrats should ask themselves if that type of messaging, maybe people in this country are smarter than they think they are. Like, honestly, after getting destroyed so badly, that should be the central conclusion. Maybe all the identity politics and the fear-mongering about fascism is not the way to go. You can actually just sit down and talk to the American people and have an educated, rational argument about, hey, here's why you should choose my side. You know, we differ on these things. But the Democrats know they lose every argument in that regard. So they just had to go to the Hitler stuff and Project 2025. And how did that turn out for them? Not very good. Not very good.
Women were like, whatever, I don't have to f them, I just want bacon. But, I mean, women, that had to hurt for Kamala. I mean, the whole thing must have been very painful. And they say she saw the writing on the wall. But around 10 o'clock at night, on election night, she called McDonald's to see if she could get her old job. I mean, Kamala underperformed in every demographic. I mean, although she is still polling very well among illegal immigrant inmates who want sex change operations. Totally on her side. Oh, well.
By the way, did you guys know, apparently by polling that ad, which many of you have seen about, the illegal immigrants exchange, I remember when I first watched it, I thought to myself, well, I agree. But is that the best ad you want to be running over and over again? I thought, well, maybe. It actually turns out that polled as their #1 best ad in terms of, focus groups. They test it out. It was the most popular Trump ad of the whole thing. And again, I'll be honest, my judgment on that was completely wrong. I did not think it would be the best ad you could run about. But you know what it doubles down on? And this is the reason it was the #1 ad. Because there's a general perception that the Democrats are just crazy. Right? Their ideas are crazy. They're lunatics. They're radicals. And clearly that was a big contributing factor. Not the fact that Kamala Harris exchanges for illegals. That's not the reason she lost. But it added to this greater idea that she was radical. And instead of being able to push back on that, you turn on mainstream and Democrat media and they kind of just show you constantly how crazy they are just by their rhetoric. Just saying. But are they going to learn the lesson from this? No, they're not. So that's why we're going to win again and again and again, because they are the most stubborn people on planet Earth, frankly.
Make no mistake. This election was very much about what I've been saying here and lost a lot of fans for saying over the years, that this country has had enough of the anti-common sense woke bullshit.
Correct.
That was. They have resoundingly, and here in LA, Proposition 36 passed. This was the one that said shoplifting, which we'd made just a misdemeanor, is now a felony again. Yeah, common sense. People in this town, even liberal LA, said, you know what, here's an idea. Instead of locking up the toothpaste, how about we lock up the shoplifters?
But nobody likes crime. That's the thing. Nobody likes crime. Nobody likes illegal immigration. Even typical Democrat voters, I mean, look how much more red the state of California became this time around. California, New York, New Jersey, all these states shifted right, even in the 2024 election. So what does that tell you? That a bunch of crazy Hitler youth took over these places and they're living in these secret communities in the middle of the Central Valley in California? Or is it much more likely that, again, a big reason Democrats lost this election? It's not the only reason, but there is this general cultural perception that they are crazy. They are anti-common sense, as Bill Maher refers to it as. and they do nothing to push back against these people. Let me let you in honestly on a little secret. You know, it's funny because I've been listening to a lot of like those Piers Morgan uncensored debates where they have some progressive on and Piers brings up the trans issue. And every single time, what does the progressive do? They dismiss it. They say nobody in America cares about men and women's sports or sex changes for illegal immigrants. It's not going to impact the election. And now here they are having lost. Don't you think that could have been a reason? Not these just single issues, right? It's not just the trans issue. It's not just whatever, but it's a litany of things that all add up to the idea, again, that the Democratic Party is literally just insane. And you guys do not do a good job of shutting that out, right? I think, honestly, the next Democrat who would win in a presidential election is the one who has the sister soldier moment, right? What Bill Clinton did, where you kind of pick out an opportunity to prove and go out and openly condemn a lunatic from your own side and say, we disavow this crazy. This is not the way to go, whatever. But what did the Democrats do instead? They're so scared of that crazy woke mob that even when they try to moderate themselves, they don't disavow it. They don't call it out. They don't push back on it. So yes, the American people rightly look at you and say, you are platforming the woke lunatics. You are the party of the woke lunatics. And the woke lunatics, as it turns out, are a very, very small minority in this country. Nobody freaking likes them. But you guys are all so scared of offending them that you're willing to lose elections in the defense of this crazy nonsense. Again, nobody likes crime. Nobody thinks that men should play in women's sports. Nobody thinks that we should, first of all, be letting in a gazillion illegal immigrants and then giving them free sex change operations. It's as crazy as it sounds, right? But you guys don't push back on it. Free word of advice there, honestly, for the Democrats. I mean, maybe we shouldn't be helping them. Maybe we should tell them that the woke stuff, you know, it's that they weren't woke enough. That's why they lost the election. You know, let's run with that. So that way they can...
He said, Bill, you're a Republican. That doesn't make me Republican, you assholes. That just is common sense. I mean, San Francisco had a very ultra-woke mayor, London Breed. Well, no, she lost. Even the ultra-liberal people of San Francisco had enough of homelessness, public drug use, defecation in the streets, and now London Breed's pronouns are she gone.
Again, yeah, it's almost as if nobody likes those things, okay? Like, nobody likes the woke. That's just the truth. Even Democrats don't like the woke. When you really sit, you know, they'll never say it publicly, but you sit them down, the average Democrat, whether it's the Democrat voter or the Democrat politician, you sit them down in a room and they'll tell you, yeah, these people are crazy. They're such a liability for us. But again, you guys are so scared to call it out or push back on it. That's what happens. Okay? Because the independents, the people on the Republican side, we look at you from far away and we say, you are platforming these people? You are refusing to condemn it or call it out? So that must mean you like these people, right? But whatever, it is what it is. Now what you're seeing is that there's sort of a civil war breaking out in the Democrat Party between the factions of the question of why we lost, right? Because there's a people who want to be uber woke and they don't want to take accountability for anything. So they're going to blame, oh, you know, Kamala Harris ran a great campaign. It's just racism and sexism is the reason we lost, all the stupid nonsense. Or Elon Musk stole the election, even though we raised more money than they did. That doesn't even make any sense. But then on the other side, there are Democrats who genuinely want to win, and they're saying we need to moderate, first of all, on the social issues as a party. People like Bill Maher are saying that. And then maybe we need to actually re-embrace the working class, right? The economic populism that our party has been built on for decades since the days of FDR. Because notice how that is now fizzled out too. The Democrats are now the party of the rich, right? They are now the party of the affluent, college-educated suburbanites who are making $200K or more a year as a household, right? And you can see that totally in their behavior. You know, you turn on MSNBC, it's the most elitist, condescending crap ever, and they somehow think it's going to win them the Democrat coalition. No. They live in a bubble. Right? That's like what we like to say. But anyways, it's going to be very interesting to see where that debate goes in the Democrat Party. Because either way, I think it's good for the country. Because either the Democrat Party stops being insane, which is good for like the general political climate, right? or they keep being insane and we keep beating them in every single election. Which way do they want to go? It's up to, honestly, like I said, either outcome, in my opinion, is good for our politics, but we'll have to see. With that said, though, let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comment section down below. Be sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe if you are new, and until next time, God bless and peace.